Welcome to the Prison Rape Elimination Act Performance Measures Training. As Katie has mentioned, my name is Finesse Brino Rivera, and I am the Research Analyst for PREA. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to learn more about PREA's performance measures and how to report them in the PMT system. Today we will be discussing performance measures, reporting review, questionnaire structure, common reporting challenges, and frequently asked questions. At the end of this training, you should walk away with a better understanding of why BJA requires you to report performance measures and how we use this information. During the training, you'll get an in-depth review of PREA-specific reporting and some issues we see in reporting. This section of the training will provide an overview of performance measures and the reporting process. So what exactly is the PMT? The Performance Measurement Tool is an online data collection tool for the Office of Justice Programs grant recipients. It is structured as an online questionnaire and is available year-round. The PMT contains lots of information and tools to assist you in your reporting. So let's take a look. This table outlines the type of data you'll be reporting each reporting period, when your reports are due in the PMT, and whether you also need to upload your reports to GMS. As you can see from the alternating values under the second column, you'll only report on the narrative questions in January, July, and during your last reporting period of grant activity, regardless of where that falls on the schedule. As you can see from the table, the PMT is only open for data entry during the month after reporting period closes. The PMT is accessible year-round for you to review and edit your data, generate reports, and more, but you will need to contact the PMT Help Desk to help you unlock reports as needed. The first page of each performance measure questionnaire outlines additional resources that may be helpful as you report. It includes reminders about the program's goals and objectives and lists contact information for the PMT Help Desk and state policy advisors if you need to reach out with any questions. We like to know each program's goals and objectives as a reminder of why we are asking you to fill out this questionnaire each quarter. The measures are ultimately there to assess your progress for the PREA program goal, which is to reduce the number of sexual assaults in prisons and/or jails and other correctional facilities. We also have a reporting tip on the slide. These reporting tips may appear throughout the presentation where we think there is additional information that can help clarify PMT reporting. This one highlights that some grantees find it easier to track the required data outside of the PMT in smaller time increments, and then add it all together when it is time to report in the PMT to get the reporting period totals. We strongly encourage you to use whatever approach makes it easier for you to report your totals each reporting period. So what are performance measures? Performance measures are inputs, activities, outputs, and outcomes. Activities are the actions that convert inputs to outputs that eventually result in measurable progress toward the program's goal. These can include things like technology enhancement, victim support services, and sexual assault prevention strategies. Outputs are the accountable products or services that result from these actions. Sexual assault prevention, for example, may result in the inmates and facility personnel being trained on PREA compliant protocols and policies. Outcomes speak to longer-term program goals. While training, however, is an output of sexual assault prevention strategies, it is not the end goal. Associated outcomes can unsurprisingly be found in the outcomes section at the end of the performance measure questionnaire. This section includes items like reducing sexual misconduct and increasing the number of PREA policies and protocols implemented in the facilities. Performance measures benefits of BJA includes identifying areas of success and potential areas of improvement, to track grant activity and progress toward program goals, to understand how funds are being distributed, and to comply with the law. Performance measures benefits to grantees include areas for improvement to focus internal efforts, for activity request TTA to address challenges, and generate evidence of progress toward programs. We will now conduct a quick review of the information that was presented. Please respond to the following polling questions on the right side of your screen. 1. How many days after the close of the reporting period is your PMT report due? Is it A, 7, B, 15, C, 30, or D, 45? Also, for number 2, how do performance measures help grantees? A, inform budget, strategic planning, and future funding. B, identify successes and areas for improvement. C, inform targeted PPA, or D, all of the above. So for number 1, how many days after the close of the reporting period is your PMT report due? The correct answer is C, 30. And for number 2, how do performance measures help a grantee? The answer is D, all of the above. Similar to the previous questions, please respond to the following polling questions on the right side of your screen. Number 1, how does your organization use performance measures? And number 2, do you have any questions about how BJA uses performance measures? Now let's discuss questionnaire structure. The performance measures have multiple structures and functions. The structure of the performances can be multiple choice, multiple response, or open text. Also, the function of the performance measures can vary. Functions include baseline questions, carry forward questions, and skip flow questions. The questionnaire is divided into the following sections. Performance measures reported on each quarter make up the bulk of the questions. These are listed on the left side of the slide. The beginning section asks administrative and program information. Later sections relate to the topics you see listed. Closeout questions are only answered in your final period of reporting. You'll find that the quarterly and closeout questions are mostly numerical, multiple choice, and short answer type of questions. We also have narrative questions, which you will answer semi-annually in that closeout. These relate to your accomplishments, challenges, and plan, and are open-ended. As mentioned earlier in part of the training, the questions in the PMT are made up of 2 main categories. The first is the quantitative program performance measures. This is where you enter the numeric data you collected over the course of the reporting period. For example, how many dollars were spent on law enforcement equipment during the reporting period? The second questions are qualitative narrative questions. These questions are open-ended and do not require a numeric response. The narrative questions that are answered during the April through June and October through December reporting periods fall into this category. An example of this type of question could be, please list the names of facilities that had audits completed and the date of the on-site portion of the audit for each facility during the reporting period. Or, please list the facilities found to be out of compliance and identify each PREA standard that the facility did not meet during the reporting period. Remember, these questions are meant to capture the full experience you have with conducting activities with BJA funds, so the more information you provide, the better. The quantitative data report is used to establish baselines, track performance against program goals, and create a nationwide picture of numeric data for BJA. Narrative questions are open-ended and give a grantee a chance to express in their own words how their experience has been conducting program activities with BJA funding. Both of these categories are equally important for your reporting, and you should take every possible measure to ensure the accuracy and integrity of your data. Now we'll discuss common reporting challenges. Many of the questions in PREA's performance measures are related. During the data verification process, analysts examine related questions to ensure sites are reporting consistently. Below are examples of related questions. If you report that you provided training to a correctional staff, questions 17A or 17C, then you would answer question 19 stating, which training model best describes your PREA-related training given to correctional staff? Another example is, if you report that you installed new surveillance unit cameras using BJA program funds, then you would answer 32B. Describe the improvement you are making to your surveillance capabilities. Grantees are required to provide a response to all mandatory measures. However, if a mandatory measure does not apply to the activities funded by your award, we ask that you enter 0 and then provide an explanation in an additional comment section once your report is complete. Upon viewing your complete report, you can select the blue Add Comments box. This will allow you to submit additional comments to explain why you are not able to provide data. A brief description such as, "We are still in our planning period," or "There was no activity during the reporting period," are sufficient responses. This information improves data quality by helping us understanding the meaning of zeros reported in the system. BJA enhances data quality by assessing data consistency and accuracy in addition to encouraging grantees to review and revise data entries. BJA also enhances data quality by the site visits conducted by BJA grant managers and assessing data accuracy by identifying documentation to support PMT data entries. For grantees, well-defined goals, clarify priorities, and establish criteria for success. For your program, you may want to consider setting SMART goals in order to clarify your priorities. Reevaluate goals and semi-annually to determine if changes to program priorities need to be updated and to use the data in order to track your progress towards your goals. When defining your goals, you want to ensure that they are strong. Below are 3 examples of strong goals versus goals that are in need of improvement. As you can see, the stronger goals including more information and details, while the goals needing improvement are brief and lacking details. We will now conduct a quick review based on the information just presented. Please respond to the following questions on the right side of your screen. Number 1, which is not a component of a SMART goal? A, measurable, B, assorted, C, relevant, or D, time-bound? For number 2, how does BJA verify performance data? Is it A, quarterly data verifications, B, automatic PMT system validations, C, site visits, or D, all of the above? For question 1, which is not a component of a SMART goal, the answer is B, assorted. And for number 2, how does BJA verify performance data? The answer is D, all of the above. We'll quickly discuss the frequently asked questions. Receiving an error message. Follow a prompt to correct any errors or discrepancies. Then click the Federal Awards page and review the data entry status and report status columns to make sure you have completed data entry. Lost data. PMT will time out after 30 minutes of inactivity. To avoid re-entering data, click the Save button before leaving the system or when you are finished entering data. What does the question mark mean? On the data entry page, each measure in question underlined in blue is a link to more information. Click on or hover over the links throughout the page for definitions and instructions. Edit submitted data. If your report is locked, contact the PMT help desk to request that the report be unlocked. Update information. It is crucial for PMT users to make sure the profile page has correct and complete contact information. Please update information in the Grants Management System or the GMS first, and then update the PMT. The red button. Red buttons are used as indicators to the action required on that page. Select the red buttons throughout the page, and it will complete the task at hand or take you to the next step. Here's the BJA PMT Help Desk contact information. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, except U.S. federal holidays. We strive to return everybody's email and phone call within 24 hours, so please don't hesitate to leave a voicemail or email even after business hours. We'll leave the webinar open for about 5 to 10 minutes so you can download any handouts attached or use the Q&A box if you have any questions. A recording of today's training and other user materials and resources will be posted online. On behalf of BJA and the PMT team, thank you for your time, dedication, and hard work. This concludes the presentation.